Am Israel Chai. I'm doing normal thing. Look at me. I am being so normal. They're so deeply insecure, dude. And so crazy. They're so nutty.
All right, guys. So Spike.
I'm doxing Spike Lee.
You will pet me, whether you like it or not.
Will Chamberlain, the equivalent of showing up to Jackie Robinson's first All-Star game in a Klan outfit. Joel M. Pelton, if your first reaction to seeing an Israeli NBA All-Star on the court is to greet him by showing solidarity to the people who massacred over 1,000 Jews on October 7th, you may be an attention-seeking anti-Semite. I didn't see him wearing the banner of the Israeli Air Force. I mean, 1,000. If you're saying 1,000, like, it's, make no mistake, you know, the Palestinian resistance absolutely killed a bunch of civilians and a bunch of Israeli occupational forces soldiers on October 7. There were atrocities that took place on October 7. But there was also a litany of atrocities that took place in the hands of the Israeli Air Force and also the Israeli occupational forces. And I don't think Spike Lee was wearing an IDF dog tag, for example, you know? So mostly soldiers, come on, brother, there's no reason to do atrocity denial. You can understand what the inception point of said atrocities is. We're talking about 80 years of apartheid ethnic cleansing. Okay. Violence is always, the standard of violence is always set by the colonial occupier. The resistance against the endless system of violence enforced by the Israeli government, an apartheid state that's constantly doing ethnic cleansing and ethnic displacement, is of course going to be inevitably incredibly violent. Having said that, there's no need to just deny said atrocities. You can understand where it came from and factor that into your analysis. Having said that, there was still plenty of violence that took place on October 7 in the hands of the Israeli occupational forces against the Israeli civilian population. Okay? Now, what's really interesting about all this is that Spike Lee is not saying any of those things. He's just simply saying he recognizes the existence of Palestine and the Palestinians. But that was a bridge too far for many Zionists who have lost their damn minds altogether once again. I personally really appreciate when Hollywood celebrities actually stick their neck out like this, even though the penalties for sticking your neck out like this is nowhere near as severe as it once was. I still think it's good, and more of this should happen, especially because it literally pisses off the dumbest people on the planet and makes them engage in hysterics, okay? Even just like the most modest recognition of Palestinian existence causes people to lose their dang minds. Now, I responded to something of the sort from Todd Richmond. Todd Richmond said, I've been to more New York Knicks games than I can count, and I've never seen Spike Lee make a statement like this courtside. With Deni Avdija representing Israel in the All-Star stage, it doesn't seem to be accidental. He's making a statement, and it's not a good one. The NBA All-Star Game should unite fans around basketball, not turn into a political billboard. Okay? Brother, you are literally the co-founder of Democratic Majority for Israel. You mean? The only reason why you're mad is because a high-profile celebrity recognizes the existence of Palestine and Palestinians. That's all this is. Shut the up. I said it's not a good statement. It's the best statement. Respect to Spike Lee. Free Palestine. Okay? NBA should ban Spike Lee for disrespectful pro-Palestine outfit. Ugh. Gross. But here is my favorite, my queen, Lizzie Savetsky. Let's see. Just a little neighborly gift for Spike Lee. Look at her face, by the way. No disrespect. I'm not on some misogyny shit, but like, it is honestly journalistic malpractice if I do not mention how AI base boosted her face is. That's crazy. That filter is wild, Lizzie. You're a beautiful queen, Lizzie. Just show your normal face. I don't know why you're doing all this.
All right, guys. So Spike Lee wore quite an outfit last night at the All-Star game. And, you know, he happens to be my neighbor. So I thought I would pop by his house and leave him a present.
Am Israel, Am Israel, Am Israel, Chai. Am Israel, Am Israel, Am Israel, Chai. Oh, Davinu, oh, Davinu, oh, Davinu, Chai. God, I'm sorry. I love pro-Israel people. They're so psychotic. They have zero chill. They have no way of managing the situation at all. They constantly get ahead of their higher priority, the highest priority, which is to defend Israel and to make it look normal and cool. You know what I mean? They can't do it. They just immediately start shrieking. They're like, ah, Ray! You don't love Israel. You don't love Israel. You don't love Israel. I'm Israel Chai. I'm doing normal thing. Look at me. I am being so normal. Oh, they're so deeply insecure, dude. And so crazy. They're so nutty.
All right, guys. So Spike.
I'm doxing Spike Lee. If someone put a Palestinian flag in your mailbox on camera, you call it an anti-Semitic hate crime and blame Zohran Mamdani for it. The people who did it would be on the cover of New York Post. The ADL would fundraise $1 million off of it. You would leverage to get a paid speaking opportunity in Tel Aviv. Just unbelievable to me how openly and gleefully racist and dehumanizing one can be towards Palestinians, while any show of sympathy towards them jeopardizes one's privacy, safety, and career. Yeah. But I will recognize that, you know, this kind of behavior is seen as gross. Most normal people see this and go, what the f is your problem, lady?
Okay,
like,
so
dude, you be normal. You know what I mean? Israel now spends every day going after 20 or 30 people in America and Europe, demanding their silence of ritual punishment or permanent ostracism for crimes such as using the word Palestinian or being disturbed by the death of thousands and thousands of children. I can't see that this will last. Yeah, I'm one of those 20 to 30 people, by the way, so it's pretty funny. But Beitar says, Jew-hating scumbag Spike Lee had multiple alphabet triangles calling for Jews to be killed at the All-Star game. It's awesome. It is pretty cool that we just have to kind of, just like we have to deal with like MAGA, just as we have to just like sit there and deal with like the psychotic hallucinations of MAGA Republicans, we just kind of have to sit there and act like these guys are normal parts of civilized society when it's clear that they are objectively insane, okay? I'm sorry, you're a psycho. You're hallucinating. You are not a victim. Like, what do you want me to do? Sit there and be like, oh yeah, you're so right. You're so right, dude. You're so right. Your imagined hallucinated slights are totally real to me. They're totally real to me. And real to everyone else. Everyone should constantly be talking about whatever you have envisioned as like another apparent slight. Like, come on, man.
Spike Lee should be banned from every basketball game for the rest of his life. The fact that Spike Lee would protest the fact that an Israeli-born player made it to the All-Star game, the player's not political. The player's just playing basketball.
Just playing ball.
There's no place for this. You know, politics should not be involved in sports, which is why I don't want to get too involved in it. But the fact that the end.
Wait, what do you mean? There's no, at that point, like, first of all, if there is a Russian player who's been like, I love Russia. I was a part of the forces that have, that have actually taken over Mariupol, right? Like, Russia is awesome. I'm from Russia. I'm so honored and so proud to have served in the same military that, like, dominated Mariupol or something. Like, I think if someone said that, they would they wouldn't be allowed to play. They, like, Adam Silver would literally rip their contract apart. Deni Avdija has basically said that. Yeah, glazing Israel is an overtly political act and a dangerous one, kind of based. So many celebrities choosing to stay in their lane and not becoming overtly political. The journalist was trying to get a clip. As far as like Lakud James goes, as far as Lakud James goes, okay, that was a
They
clip.
allowed that to happen, and I'm sure at some level made this Israeli-born player feel a certain way when all he wants to do is play basketball, and now we're making political statements from a fan, not a player. If a player wants to do it, that's a player's prerogative. It's their game, not our game. But for the NBA to open up their doors and front row service to a despicable human being and allow him to make this Israeli-born player feel bad, he shouldn't be allowed in Madison Square Garden. He shouldn't be allowed in another NBA arena for a long time. Spike Lee should.
Wemby had a better quote on Denis than LeBron.
Fourth row on the left.
How would you describe playing with Denny Avdia during this experience, and just how's he viewed around the league at this point in the step he's taken this year?
How's he viewed? Takes a lot of free throws. So playing against him, I haven't played against him this year, but advice is to not defend without fouling. And I mean, I don't know how many minutes I'll share with him on the court, but as I was saying before, I mean, today was a pretty fun experience. I think what we displayed basketball-wise was solid, and it shows on the results. I mean, it was close games with intensity.
You say he takes a lot of free throws. That's awesome. Why do they try to get Denis quotes from everybody? Is so weird. Bro, Israel. That's why, okay? What the do you mean? Like, straight up. That's it. That's why they're like, oh, would you go to Israel? Would you love Israel? Would you kiss Israel? Would you let Israel into your home? Would you let Israel your asshole? Please answer this question right now. Are you anti-Semitic? Why do you love Hamas? Why do you love Hamas? If you won't let Israel your butt, you are Hamas. Why are you Hamas? Why won't you offer your entire NBA salary to the nation state of Israel? You are Hamas. Are you Hamas? When is the last time you offered arms to the Palestinian resistance? That's basically it. Do they have missiles aimed at me? That impacts my answer. If you do not purchase arms in an Israeli arms company, if you don't purchase stock in an Israeli arms company, when is the last time you said Am Israel High? Yeah, it's the same with FIFA and Eurovision cultural boycotts. They have to keep up appearances. They have to make it seem like they're a part of like normal society. They're a normal country when they're objectively not, and everybody despises them. And ironically enough, Denis' father is a Yugoslav Muslim. It doesn't matter, dummy. What the But yeah, this is why Zionists are... Ehud Barak thought the proposed soccer boycott had the most potential to change the fate of Israel. This is why Zionists are fighting so hard against any kind of ban on their football teams or their genocidal hooligan fans. Among many disturbing things in the Chomsky-Epstein emails, don't let this one go unnoticed. In 2015, they casually debated the power of sports boycotts against apartheid. This was the same year as Israel was under pressure of a ban from international football over Palestine. That's it. And that's why it's important to apply pressure. That's why it's important to do BDS, to demand BDS, to do cultural and academic boycotts straight up, because it is the most peaceful option. It is the most peaceful mechanism of resistance. You have to punish the Israeli state for doing an apartheid, for maintaining an apartheid, for doing a genocide. It's ridiculous. It is quite literally the most peaceful mechanism of pushback. This is what Denny was saying over the summer about Israel. Yeah, I mean, I know. I read this at the time. Not everyone understands 100% what's happening in Israel. We're a very small country, and there are people who live in bubbles in their countries. Many are interested. And I always explain the whole situation properly from the right and good side. I try to show the reality as much as possible. Yeah, it's giving Ethan Klein being like, I'm going to go to Israel and show you how multicultural and multifaceted Israeli society truly is. As a Wiz fan, thank God we got rid of him. I'd rather be perpetually asked than defend his ass. Yeah. Israel, small nation. No politic here. That doesn't sound like he means the actual good side. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think he means it. Dude, they have forced conscription? What the hell you mean they don't know? Who? Yeah, I know they have forced conscription. What?
You will pet me, whether you like it or not.
The Piker Broadcasting Service is sponsored by you, the viewers, for you, the viewers. The Piker Broadcasting Service is where you get tomorrow's news today.
Whether you like it or not.